State your name and what do you do for a living?
My name is Divonta Palmer, and I am an instructional aide at Robert E. Lee High School here in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay, so where did you grow up at?
I grew up in the small town of Otagoville, Alabama.
Okay. Did you have any siblings?
Yes. My mom, of course, gave me my brother, Kelson. He's 2 years younger than me. And on my dad's side, we have 6. 4 boys, 2 girls. Jeremiah, Daniel, myself, Rashawn, those are the boys. Even though Daniel's my stepbrother. And Malia and Rashawn. Malia and Linda, my sisters.
Okay. And so you're a recent graduate of the Alabama State University, right?
That's right, class 2021.
All right. And what did you major in, and why did you choose that major?
I majored in communications with a concentration in radio and television. I majored in that because I just love to talk. You know what I'm saying? I love to talk. I love to tell stories. Also, I love to be around people of all walks of life and knowing their stories. You know, you can learn so much just from talking to somebody. So I really thought I was going to be a journalist. But, hey, God had other plans.
Yeah, that's true. And, yeah, and that leads me to my next question. Did you consider doing any other majors?
When I first got to state, I was an education major. At first I thought I was gonna be a teacher, but like I said, you know, I got a little party heavy. I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done, like partying and all that foolishness, and I did that more of that than studying. And plus, that practice ain't no joke either. So I kind of got disencouraged with going and being a teacher. So I transitioned that from the business. I was being a businessman. I did a lot. And then I left that at COVA to be the major I have and the major I graduated with. So yeah, I had 3 majors. So sure did.
Okay, and so you're currently a minister.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and what was your reason? Yes, show it to people. Yeah, you got a certification, y'all.
That's
So,
right.
So what was your reason for becoming a minister?
Basically, God called me. that's the only reason. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it. I wanted to do it. You know, I don't think no minister wants to do this job. But
right.
You know, I mean, come on now. You get lied on, talked about, criticized, berated, all kind. Nobody wants to do this job. But like I said, God called me, and that's just it. He called me, and I said, okay, let's do it.
Okay, so next question is, what do you think is the difference between a minister and a pastor? Like, are they the same or?
Well, there's only one distinct difference, and that is, a good question, is that a pastor is the head minister of a church. All he or she needs is a membership of one person, and it could be considered a pastor. The minister doesn't have a church. So if the individual who calls himself or herself a minister and they don't have a church building with membership of at least one, they're not a pastor. But again, minister just means servant. So I am just one of the pastor's assistants. I'm the one he calls on if he ever needs me to go out to preach, if he's not going to be there, or if somebody's sick in the hospital, needs some counseling or whatever, he'll call me and say, go here, go there. And that's all I can do. That's basically it.
Okay, and yeah, and get to the good stuff now.
Okay.
So for the people out there, you're married, right?
Yes, I am. Happily married to my bride of almost 6 months.
Okay. Talk a little bit about your marriage. Like, how do y'all meet?
Well, to this day, we don't know who sent the friend request first on Facebook, but all we know is that myself personally, we met on September 28, 2019. But a month or 2 before we met, I prayed to the good Lord after I got my last relationship, and I basically told the Lord, I'm tired of these chicken head girls, you know, they get on my nerves. I'm going to let you do it this time. I really need a miracle. And so fast forward, September 28, 2019, I'm minding my own business at my cousin's musician appreciation day at his church, and my phone started buzzing. And I didn't even check the name out, but this girl said, "Hey, are you a student at ASU?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And she saw one of my Bible studies that I did in the library, and she said she was very impressed. So, okay. And what's your name? And she said, "Oh, my bad, I'm sorry. My name's Miracle." I could do nothing but smile, and I laughed in her face. He said, "Why are you laughing?" "Oh, he know why I'm laughing." And we had a friendship. I think our first conversation was 3 hours long. It hadn't been that long since. But I knew she was the one the very first time I met her in our first date. And I couldn't tell the day I was afraid she might scare her. But fast forward to August 15th, 2020. I popped the quick, got down that bad knee, proposed. And then on September 24th, 2021, she became my Mrs. Palmer. So, yeah.
That's good, man. That's what's up.
She is the miracle that I prayed for. So if I don't get nothing else in life, I got me a miracle. That was.
That's good, man. Hope y'all continue to do well with each other.
And she's also a minister as well. She's been a minister longer than I have. She's been a minister going on, I think, 11 years. So I'm going on 3 years.
Okay. So the next question is, what made you want to pursue the job you currently have?
You know, I really want my Aunt Teresa. That's the one. My Aunt Teresa. Shout out to Mrs. Jones. She kept pursuing me to do this, and at the time I didn't want to do it. I'm like, especially with my Miracle coming home and telling me how them kids was. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna go do that. But then I prayed about it. I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Maybe I could make a difference. You know, maybe I could. And so I prayed about it. Like I said, I thought about it, and I made up in my own mind, I'm gonna do it. And you know, it has definitely been a challenge. But one thing about me, if you don't know anything about me, I love challenges. So those kids, they need me, and I need them. True enough, some are to a certain extent are very disrespectful, but at the same time, they grew up in such horrible home lives that they just need that one person to tell them, you know, I love them, or they're encouraged by them. You know, they want them to do their best. And just today, matter of fact, a student left my classroom and said, "I love you, Mr. Palmer." I'm like, "Love you too." You know, and so that really does my heart good, knowing that I can't save anybody, but if I can just help one person, I'm doing my job.
Yeah, and about that job you have, does it ever get too overwhelming? What's the level of difficulty of this job?
Well, like I said, I love challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it can be to a certain extent. I would say stressful. Any job can be stressful, you know what I'm saying? Even ministry, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to know how to balance them, right? And so with this job, again, kids or teenagers, you got to know that when they say something outside their neck, you have to know how to. I don't stand for that, but
right.
At the same time, you have to nurture that too, right? So what I do is I try my best not to bring work home. What I mean by it is I might say a miracle would happen, but at the same time, I'm not going to be angry about it. I'm going to leave where it's at. But back to your question, you have to just, it can be a certain extent stressful. It can be overwhelming. But because I'm a man of faith, a man of prayer, I pray about it. And when I pray about it, I give it to God. And I'm at peace about my day. And like my wife always says, today is a good day, have a good day. So.
Okay. So, gonna kind of switch it up again.
Okay.
So, as you know, as right now, you know, gas prices going up.
Yes, sir.
Groceries going up, rent, mortgage, all that stuff. So, discuss your thoughts on the inflation rate that's going on right now.
Well, like anybody, I don't like them. You know, like anybody, we're hurting too. You know, but again, being a man of faith, you know, I don't worry too much about it. Only because I'm still gonna eat, right? I'm still gonna have to put gas in my car to go places. You know, so I can't put too much faith in it. I can't put too much thought into it, because if I do that, then that will cause depression, that will cause anxiety. And so my advice to anybody is, you can't control it, so why worry about it? You know, so just pray about it and ask the good Lord, because He's still in charge. You know, it may seem as though He don't know, but trust me, He knows. And because He knows, everything will be okay. So just don't worry about it, pray about it, and hey, you're gonna be all right. As Ty Tripp said, we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right.
So I mean, I know you don't really have an answer to this, but do you think that one day, hopefully anytime soon, that these inflation rates might go down, like as far as gas prices?
Oh yeah. You know, like anything, it happens in circles, right? You know, one minute we up, one minute we down. So you just have to again, like the war in Ukraine, we're going right now. That's not gonna happen forever. It's gonna end. Inflation gonna go. But the thing is, though, certain things, it's gonna be a test of our faith too, though. You know what I'm saying? Again, being a man of faith, God did all of this because, again, first of all, He said these things must happen. First of all, that's first thing. Secondly, He wants to see for the ones who truly say they're committed to Him. It's not that He don't know; He want to see, do they know? You know, for this COVID-19 thing, the very ones before COVID-19 got here were saying, God, for you I live, for you I die. But as soon as COVID hit, where they at? They fell by the wayside. Now, I'm not judging them. I'm not hating them. But I'm just saying, though, you know, God don't want us to break every time the world breaks. He wants us to stand strong like an anchor. He tells us to be rooted, you know, like a tree. We may move to the left, may move to the right, but don't break. Stand tall. And so, in spite of what goes on in our life, again, I have problems, I have issues, but like I said, I'm not going to break, though. And if I do break, guess what? I know who I get back to. And so, that's the difference between what makes a Christian and the sinner, so the world man. So, the Christian says, I'm going through, but I'm not alone, whereas the world says, I'm going through and I'm by myself. You're not by yourself.
Absolutely not. That's right. So, there's a video on Facebook going around of Trump talking about gas prices. I think this was back when he was running against Biden.
Okay.
And he was basically saying that the gas prices would be cheaper if he was in office, but if Biden gets in office, then we will be paying $7, $8, or $9 in gas, and we're kind of seeing that now. So it's like it's kind of safe to say that he called it. He kind of predicted it.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on Trump saying that?
Well, again, you know, whether President Trump was in office or not, you know, he has no control over the gas prices. Nobody could have known, except God himself, that Putin was going to do what he did. You know, nobody would have known that President Biden would have won the election, right? Nobody knows these things. Nobody knows the future. But we do know who holds the future, right? So again, while President Trump may have called it, as you said, at the end of the day, he can't control everything. He can try to, but it's one thing he can't control it all. If God say die, well then guess what? He gonna die. So again, for him to say that, I mean, he could say that, you know, but he didn't know. Nobody knew.
Right. And so in your younger days, you was in the military.
Yes, sir.
What branch was you part of?
The best one, the Army.
Army. Okay. And talk about your experience being in the Army.
Oh, I had a great experience. I had an awesome experience. I got this throw a grenade for the first time, right? Got to fire some weapons that I never thought I would ever fire. Got to go to some place I never thought I would go to. And meet people from all walks of life, all around the world. So I had a great experience. You know, I think about it. If college is not for you, or going to work right there, high school, go in the military. Prefer to be the Army. Best choice.
Okay. Another question: was being in the military ever easy? Okay.
No, it was never easy. But was it worth it? Yeah, very worth it. Because one thing, if the military ever taught me anything, it taught me how to be dependable, and it taught me how to be more responsible. Because as a team, you know, we're not responsible for anybody but self. But then the military shows you it's not about you anymore. It's about us, the unit, right? I gotta watch my us back, or somebody's 20, as they say. I gotta make sure that my boy over there don't get, you know, killed. I gotta make sure she don't get, you know, killed. So you got to be responsible not just for yourself, but everybody, and do your very best to make sure everybody is on one accord, right? Everybody's going in the right direction. Everybody's doing the right things because again, it's about a moment of life and death, right? We don't want anybody to get killed. We don't want anybody to get left behind. And like they say, don't ever leave your bad buddy behind or your comrade. So, yeah, it taught me a lot. And to this day, I'm still learning some more things about myself, but it did teach me a lot.
Okay, and what advice would you give anyone? What advice would you give to anyone out there that's thinking about joining the military?
I would say before you go, do your research. Of course, again, me being an Army man, of course, I'm gonna speak Army day to that day I go to the Lord. But do your research and see which one is compatible to you. What I mean by that is, and then also take the ASVAB too, because back when I took the ASVAB, making a 50 or higher considered to be part Air Force and Navy. Right? It's not like that anymore. I think the score is no, I'm sorry, back up. The score was 60 or higher. Now it's 50 now. So do your research and just see which one aligns with what you want to do. You gotta understand something. The Army and the Marines, they're more physicality challenge, meaning, the body. Whereas the Air Force and Navy, they're more mentally, So if you're really smart, like really, really smart, and you make a high grade on the ASVAB, then you might go to the Navy or the Air Force. But then again, just because you don't make the high score means you're not smart. But, I'm Marines, that's your choice. But just know you're going to be more on the physical calories. You're going to use your mind sometimes too, no doubt. You're going to have to use your mind, true, no doubt. But you're going to use your body more. So.
Okay, and let's do a little rewinding right quick. All right, so what advice would you give to anyone that's trying to be an inspired minister?
Well, again, this is a job that nobody takes lightly. Nobody wants to do anyway, because like I said, people gonna lie on you, criticize you, talk bad about you, all kind of stuff. But here's the key though. My pastor, Gino Tava of the Abundant Life Church Ministries in Prattville, he once told us in class, right? The moment we lose our influence, right, we lose everything, right? So whatever you do, keep your influence. So what's influence? That's like, okay, the world drinks alcohol, right? I'm not judging anybody, but they drink alcohol. Not saying that, I partake like I don't. But if I did, the moment I put a beer or any kind of wine to my lips, that's the very moment that everything I say after that, try to tell you what's wrong, what thus says the Lord, you're not going to hear me.
Yeah, because see, here's the thing. I'm going to speak on that too, because I think, in my opinion, I think they're doing it because ministers, pastors, evangelists, whatever you want to call them, they'll hold to a certain standard,
yes,
and you got and it's like you'll be surprised, you'll be surprised how many people out here think that y'all supposed to be perfect, y'all can't do no wrong, or nothing like that, sim because y'all are basically preaching the gospel to people every Sunday.
Right, and I'm not perfect at all. I'm not perfect, but at the same time, I do understand that my calling and certain things I can and cannot do. Because, like I just said, the moment I do them, whether I did them mistakenly or what I did because I want to do them, that's the very moment everything I've said thus far is gone. Yeah. Right? You have no really reason to listen to me after I say, how can I tell you what to do after I smoke the blunt? How can I tell you what to do after I smoke some weed? Or, again, for the ones who do it, I'm not judging you because, again, I used to do all that stuff too. I don't do it now, though. That's the key. I don't do it now. But I'm not a perfect man. Never will be. Not while I'm alive. But I'm going to continue. So if anybody want to be an inspired minister, again, you got to pray about that thing. Because, again, as Jesus told us, if any man desire to be his disciple, that's first, right? He said what? You must first what? Deny yourself. Yeah, put those up to the side. Take up his cross and follow him. I'm telling you something right now. This cross, it gets heavy.
But
it gets heavy.
But I wish people thought like this though. Okay, even though you're trying to tell people like certain things, even though you've done it yourself, they should look at it like this. Okay, like this person that has done these things, they tell you don't do them. They tell you not to do them, so that you don't end up like that person. Because my grandparents tell me that stuff all the time. Like they would tell me and my sister like not to do certain things that they definitely did back in the day when they was young. But they would always tell us, Miles, and my sister's name is Paris. Miles, Paris. We tell y'all these things so that y'all don't make the same mistakes that we did, so that y'all don't end up in the same messed up situations that we put ourselves in.
Right.
So yeah, like people should always look at it like that instead of trying to look at a lot of these pastors as hypocrites.
Right. See, I was just gonna say that. See, one thing I won't be is a liar and a hypocrite. I'm never gonna tell you what I did or did not do. But what I would tell you is I've been there. I'm just not there now.
Been there, done that.
But here's the thing though, I'm not finna judge you or make you feel bad because you do it. For example, I've been in places where it was weed all over the world. Man, I've been in places where alcohol is the only thing being served. But does that mean I stop going to those people and being no? Because at the end of the day, guess what? God calls us to be lights and to be salt. All right, salt of the earth and light of the world. So again, if I can't draw anybody, guess what? That's fine. But they're not going to draw me. That's the thing. Because again, we can have conversation. We can dialogue. We can whatever. But that don't mean I got to engage with what you got going on, though.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I can be in the presence of it, but not have to partake in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, if God is not in you to do, if God did not lead you to go over, like for example, there was an old story, I don't know if you heard it, about a preacher who told his congregation that he was so strong in the Lord, he'd go to a crack house and won't get addicted to crack. It's okay. So he went to crack one day, he came out, he was good. But guess what? As the week went by, his memories started seeing him go back to that crack house. He got addicted. So what does that tell me? That tells us that if you know that that's something that you're not strong in, don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it. Because also the Bible tells us do not tempt the Lord. Don't do that. So what does that mean? Why would I go to a crack house? Not saying I never tried crack before, but why would I do that just to prove a point? That don't make sense. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, right.
You know, but the places I have been to, I might still go to them, but guess what? I shouldn't go because why? That's what got me in trouble in the first place. Right? Like, why would I go to a strip club for when I know me going to a strip club involves me doing stuff I know I shouldn't be doing back then? You know what I'm saying? Because that's still a part of me. It's not a part of me now, but it's, you know. So you got to be real careful. You can't just do the thing you used to do because, again, those demons, those spirits, they waiting on you. They waiting on you. And you're not too strong to get knocked down.
Nobody is.
Nobody is.
Ain't that the truth?
Nobody is. So you got to, I don't care how much God you got in you. No. No. If you know you was a weed head before God saved you, and then you going to go say, oh, I can just be around weed all day. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. We gonna see.
Yeah, you're right.
I used to drink all the time. I get beer on that. Okay. We gonna see. Because again, the spirits. Because one thing about the spirits, though, they gonna see. They gonna be prodding you. But why would you want to put yourself through that test anyway? That's crazy. Yeah, again, I could be around it, but you're not gonna see me stay in it and partake in it. No. Why would I go to a party and I know they got a number of weed smoking up? Why would I stay? That don't make sense. Eventually, I'm gonna either do what, partake in it, or I'm gonna leave. Not to judge anybody that's doing it. That's their business. I got siblings and I got family members that do that stuff. But that do that mean I gotta be involved in it? No.
Right.
No.
And you know what the question is? Do you have any other plans coming up in your career?
I do plan on going back to school to get my master's. Shout out to ASU, Alabama State University.
Shout out ASU.
And it'll be online. It'll be history education. And then once I get that, I'm still thinking about my doctorate. I don't know if I'm going to get it in religion or divinity. I don't know yet. But I've always, since I was a little boy, I guess because I was fascinated with Dr. King, I always thought when we had doctor degree too, like Dr. Palmer, that sounds so good to me. So I might still get one. If I don't, it's fine. But other than that, yeah, get my master's and be a full-time teacher. If not Robert E. Lee at another school, and continue to help these young people. You know, it's one thing you can't help an adult, but our great abolitionist Frederick Douglass said it is better to. I hope I'm saying it right. He said it is easier to
repair strong children than to repair broken men. Build Let me see.
That's it. The Bill Strong. That's it.
Yeah, build strong children and repair broken men. Yeah.
That's it. How you know that quote? That's it.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
That's it. So again, you can tell adults something, but a lot of times they stuck in their ways.
Yeah, they're gonna be stuck in their ways. They think they know everything.
But a child, you can pretty much mold them into what you want him or her to be. That's good. You know that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Mr. Palmer. That wraps up this interview. Anybody there you want to shout out?
Well, hey, shout out to my wife, Miracle Ann Palmer, my mother, Angela Palmer, and all of Targarville, the Abundant Life Church Minister in Prattville, Pastor Gino Tolliver, and my father, Sean Lakes, and all Mississippi family, and ASU, Robert Lee High School, and hey, to God be the glory.
And drop your social media handles and let people know they can follow you at.
Okay, so my Facebook is my name, Divonta Palmer. So my name is spelled D as in dog, I, V as in Victor, O-N-T-A, Divonta Palmer. That's Facebook. Instagram is Minister, I think it's Minister D Palmer, I think. Oh, no, sorry. No, Instagram is Men Divonta Palmer. Yeah, M-I-N, Divonta, D-I-V-O-N-T-A, Palmer. Twitter is Minister D Palmer. And that's it.
All right, man. Well, that concludes this interview. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Peace.